Welcome, dear audience, to Load Zone. The purpose today is grab 4 pallets, load them on your truck, and get the hell out of Dodge. We've got 2 competitors today. Barman, with a truck that's blue, orange, and vaguely European, and Micah, a truck that is also blue, but then coral, teal, and vaguely American. They're both now trying to connect to their trailer using a mechanism stolen from YouTube user Arsman064, and, well, the purpose is to dock on the load zone, because, well, clever people would load their trucks from the side, but, well, we got a game, there's rules, you gotta load them from the dock. So sit tight, because this is going to take a while. Now, dear viewer, you may say to yourself, well, this concept seems hauntingly familiar. This is true. We completely stolen it from Loading Kings or Loading Wars from the channel RC Sparks. We're gonna link them as a thank you and hope they don't sue. Maya is putting down the ramp because he thinks he's done a good enough job parking. Now it's time to switch controls. The truck is turned off and the forklift is turned on. Both competitors are using Brick Controller 2, which is an app programmed by Imovai, which allows people to control their LEGO creations using a fancy controller. And they're gonna need it because a lot of careful maneuvering needs to be done right here. The idea is that competitors are rolling the dice, and the color of the dice dictates the kind of pellet they need to pick. That's yellow. Any competitor can pick from any side. Maya is picking the container one because that's the most stable. The ball isn't really all that stable, and the wheels really aren't. That's gone wrong. Careful control is really important. Can this still be salvaged? It can. Barman finally got his trailer coupled. Let's see how he goes about maneuvering the damn thing. Going well, off to the side. Maya is making preparations for loading his first pallet. Barman really needs to step up his game if he wants to catch up here. In the meantime, I would like to thank the camera person who recorded all this. They wish to remain anonymous and not to be associated with this entire operation. Just so you know. Just scooting over. It seems like Barman has decided this will be good enough. It's not perfect, but he hopes to compensate with his forklift driving skills for his shitty parking job. Switching to the forklift. He's 1 pallet behind. Now, both contestants rolling the dice. Maya's gonna have to pick yellow. And Barman's gonna have to pick red. Here we go. Had he been on another show, Barman would have been reprimanded for raising his forks early, but this is not that show, and you just gotta get your load. I would also like to remind the audience that while these models are built with 100% genuine LEGO parts, these are not available in stores. Each competitor builds their own truck, their own forklift, everything associated with this. Blood, sweat, and tears went into these things. It looks like Barman has got his ball. And Maya has got one as well. Onto the loading ramp. Since things can get a little slippery, this loading ramp is actually made with grill tiles. This provides just a little bit of extra friction, and they're gonna need it to get up there. Now, if you're wondering, this seems like a tight space to maneuver in. That is intentional. Also, we ran out of parts. The job requires precision. While on the trailer, the competitors just have a single stud to the left and to the right of them to maneuver. Barman is still one pellet behind, but trying to catch up quickly. Another dice roll. As Barman doesn't have any red pellets left on his side, here he rolls to get blue. And of course Micah built his forklift with a color scheme to match his truck. That's just the kind of person they are. Another dice roll coming up. And red. 2 options left for a red pellet. As the bottom one is notoriously unstable, Micah opts to go for the top one, the drum. In the meantime, Barman has already picked up his blue pellet and is trying to bring it up, and he slides down. That's the problem with vehicles with differentials. They're great for maneuverability, but as soon as a single wheel loses traction, the whole thing goes down. Barman putting down his second pellet. In the top left corner you see Micah having trouble getting up the ramp. This of course turns into a problem for Barman because, well, there's just a single ramp and you can't really make that jump. I suppose that's another way to make room. Alright, it's kind of off camera, but that was a yellow dice roll for a yellow pellet. Micah not having much luck with the ramp. And Barman not having much luck with his pellet. That's Micah putting down the third pellet. In the meantime, Barman has picked up his third as well. He is catching up. And he is in a hurry, blocking Micah's right away. Micah, having argued that a loaded forklift has right of way, now has to wait for Barman. Now, if you'll check the top left of your screen, that's a costly mistake. Barman immediately tries to take advantage, and that's a bomb. Alright, proceed in a orderly fashion. And the blue dice roll. Last roll of the dice, last pallet. Red. Both pallets are on the ground. This is still anybody's game. Barman has picked his up and is maneuvering. He does not seem to be in a hurry. And there go the rear wheels. That's not really working for him. Oh, he's ahead, so he can take all the time he needs. Barman dropping off his final pallet. Micah really needs to pick up the pace. Falling off that platform has really been a big blunder. Nearly done. All Barman has to do is park his forklift and get the truck out of there. Mike is still trying to make it, sliding and not falling. Activating the truck. He's going, and past the finish line. Congratulations, Barman, on a well-earned victory. Well, you still gotta make it past the finish line if you want to end up second. That was a great effort by both contestants. Thanks for watching. I hope you all had fun. We absolutely did, and we're bound to do it again. See y'all later at the load zone.